Aston Villa nil, Manchester United nil. Now, if we were third place, fourth place, fifth place, and we got a 0-0 result against a good Aston Villa team, I'm not even batting an eye. I understand that things happen. Some games you don't hit the target. Some games you're unlucky. Sometimes, you need luck in football. Today we needed a result because all of the pressure that has been building from the start of the season and even as soon as midweek because of the result against Porto, Man United needed a win. A win would have kept Eric Ten Hag a little bit longer in his job. A win would have instilled some confidence in the players going to the international break. I don't think a draw necessarily gives the players a reason to doubt or to be upset. But I think realistically, Ten Hag's job is like his time at United is done. 8 points from the first 7 games, 14th place to start the Premier League season, 5 goals in those 7 games. I mean, this is relegation form. This is form that you would expect from a team like, no disrespect, but a team like Everton from the past couple of years, or look at Crystal Palace and how they're performing. You would expect this from a team that doesn't traditionally start the season well, but they somehow manage to get past that relegation scrap. But Manchester United is not a relegation team. They're not a relegation team. This is Manchester United. 0-0 result in the circumstances is not bad because we played so much better defensively, much more robust, much more compact. The players were tracking back. They were willing to help the defenders out. I think on the counterattack, we played pretty well. We had chances on both ends, in both halves, I mean. Rashford, Garnacho, Højlund was trying to make an impact. Bruno was trying his best to make an impact. But at the end of the day, I think these results kind of prove that we're kind of going in circles as Manchester United with Ten Hag. And I love Ten Hag, but I just don't think anything is clicking with his leadership. I don't think the players are receptive. I don't think that they are understanding of what he's trying to do. I think when we go on the pitch, when it's time for the game to actually start, I see a lot of the players doing their own thing. And that's not to say that these players individually aren't brilliant, because when we see them in this international break coming up, we're going to see some absolute world-class performances from Manchester United players. But when they come back and they play as a collective here, there's too much disconnect. There's no cohesion. We always say this about Manchester United, but seriously, the attack looks disjointed. I could sit here and talk about the game, but the truth of the matter is, the most important headline is, will Ten Hag stay in his job as Manchester United manager? Personally, for me, I love Ten Hag. I don't think he deserves all of the criticism. I don't think he deserves 100% of the criticism. I think there's a lot of, criticism still left to be said for the players, for the upper management, the Glazers. Ineos has come in and is now trying to fix it and is now trying to change the philosophy and the identity of the club. They stuck with Eric Ten Hag, which I thought was a good choice at the beginning of the season. Things aren't clicking, and now we sit in a position where we need results and fast. I mean, we cannot continue to limp through the season, even though it's just the start. It's early days, I understand, but we can't continue to limp through games. We can't continue to, drop our standards and expect, the next game to be something magnificent when it's not. Every time we drop our standards further and further, we let mediocre performances kind of look magnificent for Manchester United. Today, I didn't see a team that really wanted to go forward after the 70th minute. I think they decided in their mind, like, you know what, let's just keep a clean sheet. Let's not lose the game. This is Manchester United at the end of the day. We need to win. We're not a mid-table team in theory, but in reality, at this present moment, Manchester United is dwelling amongst a very average group of teams. I mean, it's just the truth. Ten Hag, his job is on the line. And I think when that committee meeting happens on Tuesday between the United board and the higher-ups, I think Ten Hag is gone. I can't see any case for Manchester United having the worst start in Premier League history staying on any longer. I mean, I like the guy. I do like the guy. But something is not clicking. The players are not on board with his tactics. The players aren't even fighting for the club anymore. I see a lot of heads go down. I see a lot of players. I mean, I don't see cohesion. I don't see a team. This is a team sport. I don't see a team. I still see individuals. I still see players who make decisions based on how they feel in the moment. We need to win. We need to win games. And there's still times where we take shots that we don't need to. We make the wrong pass. It's like these are basics of football. In the Porto game, players weren't tracking back. Today, finally, Marcus Rashford, Garnacho, every opportunity they got, I saw them track back. And it really helped us defend as a unit. Aston Villa struggled to break us down for most of the game. Here we are once again, Manchester United at the start of the season. More questions than answers. All this result leaves is more questions, more reasons for me to wonder, will this change? Will Ten Hag actually enforce a change? Because yes, we didn't concede. Yes, we didn't lose. Yes, we got a point. But when you look at it from the flip side, did we play well? Particularly not really. Did we create good offensive chances? Not really. Apart from Bruno Fernandes striking the bar, what else did we do in this game? Aside from Marcus Rashford and Garnacho with the odd chances here and there, Emi Martinez was comfortable. He was very comfortable in net. Now, on the other side, like I said, the defense was great. Onana really didn't have many saves to make. The defense was much more solid, much more in belief of themselves. But at the end of the day, this still isn't a good result because we're at 14th. Because now we have 8 points after 7 games. And we still are amongst the lowest goal scorers in the league. I mean, Manchester United fans will always be the first to tell you, sack the manager, he's not good, he's not this. When are we going to actually take a deep dive and look and see that it's not just the manager, it's not just the players, it's the whole entire organization that needs uprooting. It needs a change, something needs to change, something needs to happen in order for this to change. The first change that will most likely happen is the manager. I mean, that's the most obvious. I mean, you want some stability in your leadership. You want to know that the man you look to for instruction can give you the correct instruction. And right now, I'm not seeing the Man United players on board with that. I mean, I'm saying the same things over and over, but it's the truth. This is kind of the situation that we find ourselves in. Situations where, I mean, this is just not good enough. The football is not good enough. A lot of things I could say today. You know, Johnny Evans was magnificent. A lot of people doubted Erik Ten Hag's selection of Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire, but they were our best players in the first half by far. They stopped a lot of Aston Villa attacks. They were so much more just sure of themselves than Martinez and De Ligt, which is so surprising because you would expect our best defenders in Martinez and De Ligt to be so much more consistent, but they just have not been this season. It's just frustrating. I think a lot of the times you think that Manchester United is going to end up playing a certain way because you know the Manchester United of old would have played that way, but this is the current Manchester United. This is a Manchester United that, unfortunately, is just average. At the end of the day, it's up to the board. The fans can say Ten Hag out all they want, but realistically, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The board makes the decision. The board sees what they think is best for the long-term future of the club. Now, if I was a board member, if I was Sir Dave, if I was whoever, I would sack Ten Hag. I mean, I like Ten Hag, but I would sack him. I just think at this point, what is the point of keeping on this mentality that things will get better when this is his third season and we're still limping? You know what I mean? We're still struggling. We're still just barely getting over the line. I think it's time to make some serious calls. I think it's time to make a serious decision. After, they make this decision on Tuesday, whether or not Ten Hag stays, I think a real look needs to be had at these players. Some of the players don't fight for the club. Some of the players fight for themselves. And let's have that discussion because it's so easy. It's so easy to blame the manager. It's so easy to make the manager the fall guy. But let's be real. We're looking at some of these players who are on $300,000 a week, $350,000 a week, and they're playing like championship level players. Let's just be real. They're not giving the same fight and determination. They have to be told to track back, or they have to be told to do things that should be expected of a professional footballer. You don't see anybody from any other team complain about their duties. You don't see any other teams complain about running too much. But for some reason, Manchester United has crybabies. Players that are always so emotional. Just put on this kit and fight for the badge. Simple as. The truth is Manchester United is in a tough situation. Let me know what you guys think. I think, truthfully, he should be gone. I think Ten Hag should be gone. It's a terrible start to the season. Things aren't looking any better. The progression isn't being made. Yes, we are not losing games, but the footballing side of things, I don't see anything changing. I don't see the patterns of play that I was seeing against Manchester City. I don't see these patterns of play anymore. It's almost as if all of that has been abandoned. And I get it. Keeping a clean sheet was so important today because it kind of helps the team realize, like, this is the defensive standard that we should keep every game. Every single game, you should be fighting for a clean sheet. But going forward, what do we offer? There's no consistency in our play going forward. There's nothing that tells me that things will improve. And when things aren't looking like they're improving, changes need to be made. Will Ten Hag keep his job as Manchester United manager past Tuesday? Will he be here after the international break? I guess we'll find out.